Hey, good morning, guys, or I guess afternoon. Sorry I couldn't be there today. I am a little sick. I think I may have the flu, but I should be back tomorrow. We're going to do a little game called Line Rider today. It's a pretty easy game to try, a little bit harder game to master. So, when you get into lab, you're just going to want to type in Line Rider, just like you see there. There's a number of different sites to use, but I'm using sosfactory.com, but all of them are pretty much the same. When you get into the game, you want to hit play, and they're going to give you a little bit of instructions, but I'll go over that with you. So we'll just hit continue to go. So you're going to get a blank screen that's going to look just like this with some very simple instructions running along the top. The pen is obviously your draw tool. You have three different types of lines that you can draw with. Your first one is just your standard line, just like that. Your red one is like a speed boost, which I'll continue from there, not the best of lines. And the green line that I draw with is basically means go. It means nothing. It means anything can go through it. So if I wanted to make a loop-de-loop here, fire, where I'm going to have my guy ride through, I can obviously do that. Now, the colors don't show up when you actually play the game, but for your drawing that you can see, it will work. Okay. Now the line tool is basically just that. It just allows you to draw straight lines, which is a little easier than maybe always doing it by freehand. Though freehand always sort of gives you the bumps and things that you like. Again, blue is just your regular lines, red is your speed lines, and green then means nothing. They can pass through it. So if I wanted to make this look like a burning tower, I pretty much could do that if I wanted to. Let's make it a burning ice cream cone. And erase just means, well, to erase. Just get rid of it. Zoom in, I can zoom in at any time I want, and then the little hand icon just moves my little map along. Okay, so what I've done is just made it a little track right now. If I hit play, you're going to actually see the Line Rider guy, and there he goes, and he's going to go through the loop, and now he's going to go endlessly into nowhere. So I'm going to stop that, and if that was the point of this, that would be pretty simple, but I'm going to have you guys do a number of challenges. So the first thing that I'm going to get you to do is make a very simple jump like I do. So you're going to hit play. Your guy's going to go through his little jump, but then we're going to use this flag icon, and we are going to flag him right there. Now, what that means is now that I hit this flag, whenever I hit play, he's going to start from that spot over and over and over again. Now, why is that important? Because if I take my little hand icon, I can now go and find that flag way down there, and then I can get him to continue his jump. Now, I made sure, we'll see how it goes. If I hit play, oh, nope, too fast. Okay, and if he goes too fast, what ends up happening is he crashes. So I'll just erase that. And so what ends up happening is over time you're going to build this little course for your guy. If it's too hard or too fast, you're going to have to change some of those things up as he goes along. Okay, but what I want you to try to do is just a very simple line ride for your guy here. Let's see if he can land this one here now. Oh, there he goes. Looks like he was going to be okay until the very end there. So there is, if your landing is too steep or too hard, he's going to crash. If there's a wall, he's obviously going to crash into it. And what I want you to do is build your course. Throughout this, you need to have 3 jumps that are all together. That he has to be able to land. You need to make 1 loop-de-loop that he is going to be able to go through. Now you got to be careful with the loop-de-loop because if he goes in and around, he's going to smack into the wall over here. So you may have to make it a gap later on there. And then I also want you to have some way of ending, usually sort of violent or bad. Now running through this whole thing, you need to have a theme. It could be stars, it can be Star Wars. You can have stars shooting guns for all I care, but as long as there's a theme and it's consistent throughout the entire thing, I think that really helps out with the project looking good. So I have one additional example I'll get you guys to look at, and then what you guys can do is go down to the lab and try it out for yourselves. Now at the very end though, here's the only catch. You have to save it. Save it as your name for yourself and then hit save. Now next day when you come in, you have to sit down at the same computer because it saves it to the hard drive, not online. For some reason, I don't know why it still doesn't do that. Okay, good luck. It's a pretty easy game to try. Little hard to master. You'll probably be frustrated at first, okay, but as you play with it, it'll become funner and funner and funner. The nice thing about it, it's also available for your phone. You can do it at that time, but right now when we go down to the lab, I want you to use it in the lab. Okay, thanks guys.